guys, welcome back to the channel. So we all saw Monday Night Raw, Adam Pearce got this weird box delivered to him that basically said do not open until Elimination Chamber. And today, I want to talk about what's in that box. So let's jump right into it. Alright, you guys, so what is in the box? First off, it's a big box, so there could be a lot of stuff in there, let's be real. So the first thing that I thought of when I saw this box, honestly, was the Christmas Story, and when the dad won the sweepstakes and got the leg lamp. So could Adam Pearce have won a sweepstakes and got a leg lamp? It's possible. I would not rule anything out with Adam Pearce, honestly. Man's been stressed out lately, so he could have won anything at this point in time. If I was giving Adam Pearce a box, I would personally put some blood pressure medicine and a large bottle of alcohol in it because that's what he needs. With dealing with all of the chaos that he deals with, especially Paul Heyman in the Vision, Adam Pearce definitely needs a stiff drink and some blood pressure medication, so that's what I would fill the box with. But ultimately, I think the box is going to be a return of some sort. I think that it is going to be the return of somebody, a character, something. So let's talk about my best guesses for what or who is in that box. Number one, I think the obvious choice is Chris Jericho. The rumblings of him returning have been going on for months now. Literally months now. We thought it was all gonna happen at Royal Rumble. Obviously it did not. Could he return? Could he be in the box? Honestly, I think a cool play on this would be if they open the box and it's his like countdown clock that he did and then he shows up. That would be really cool. I also saw that Chicago is where he actually made his main roster debut. So that comes full circle and makes a lot of sense. I feel like that's probably what it is. Like if I had to bet right now, that's what I would bet on. Is Chris Jericho is returning at the Elimination Chamber. His countdown or him himself is in that box. If he's in that box, I feel kind of bad for him because he's got to wait another like 12 days to actually get out of that box. So hopefully he's got a lot of food and water. But I feel like that makes the most sense. My biggest question is though, if he is in that box and he is returning at Elimination Chamber, is he going to do something at Elimination Chamber? Is he going to have a match? Is he going to jump into a match? Or is he just going to show up and return? I mean, we've seen the like show up and return work before with CM Punk at Survivor Series. He wasn't in a match, he just showed up at the end and shocked the hell out of everybody. So that could work. But I feel like that's definitely what this whole thing is alluding to is the return of Chris Jericho, the return of Y2 Jericho. Like I said, we've literally been talking about it for months now, so at some point in time, I do expect it. And what better place than Elimination Chamber right before we get on the road to the actual WrestleMania moment? That way, he can be booked for WrestleMania and a storyline can build. Another character, not technically person, but another character that I thought that could be in the box is Demon Finn. We have seen Finn Balor kind of be picked apart lately. He's been feuding with CM Punk over that title, and really everyone has been pulling up Finn's weaknesses. Like, you are no longer the person you were. The Judgment Day has brought you down. We have seen time and time again people doubt Finn Balor and his ability. So what better way to kind of like reclaim who he is than to bring back Demon Finn? And selfishly, I would like that because I love Demon Finn. It was one of my favorite characters. Seeing him go toe to toe with like the Fiend and Edge, I loved all of that. So to me, that would be a great play to like bring back Finn into this like main roster and have him as a solo competitor. Honestly, I don't think that's what it actually is, but I feel like that would be a fun way to play up what's in this box is to have it be a current person on the roster like Finn Balor, but a different version of them. So I think that would be a cool kind of dynamic and aspect. Another person that I thought of is Bianca Belair. I don't know why she would show up in a box per se, because I feel like she could just show up. But I feel like maybe it's her. Maybe she's going to attack somebody, take their spot for the Elimination Chamber and be in that match. Maybe not. Maybe I'm just being delusional because she's been gone for so long and we want her back. But I feel like that would be another fun way to play up this, like, what's in that box thing. But the one thing that I will say is I think whatever this box is, it has to do with a return of somebody. So it could be the return of Chris Jericho, Bianca, Seth Rollins, maybe. We've seen the Masked Man kind of terrorizing the Vision. I don't know how Seth is on his road to recovery. I don't know how he's healing, but maybe he could have something to do with this box. Or maybe it's something that's totally unexpected. We know that Elimination Chamber last year with John Cena's heel turn was crazy. It was epic. It set the bar way up here for Elimination Chambers. So the WWE is definitely going to try and bring that factor back to this. So maybe the person in that box is like, I don't know, The Rock. We know that Adam Pearce had a phone call by somebody of a higher authority. Maybe it has something to do with Dwayne showing up. But regardless of what is in this box, I feel like it is something that the WWE is wanting to bring shock factor to Elimination Chamber. And I think that that is why it was teased tonight, or yeah, on Monday Night Raw this week, and I'm sure we'll get another teaser of it next week on Monday Night Raw. So I want to know, what do you guys think is in the box? What do you think the best theory is for this box and what is in it and the return that's happening or not happening or whatever is going on, because we don't really know. The only hint that we got is that we get to open this thing at Elimination Chamber, which luckily for us is not too far away. I personally think Chris Jericho is definitely showing up. I hope that he doesn't pop out of the box. Like I said, I hope it's kind of like his countdown clock and then he shows up. I think that will be a better shock factor. Or could it just be a countdown clock and then whatever happens when that clock strikes zero? I think that would be the best way to write that story for whoever it is. But let me know who you think is in the box or what you think is in the box. And as always, subscribe to my channel, like, comment, follow me on all socials. And we're almost at Elimination Chamber, you guys, so we're going to be talking about it a lot.